Okay, so we have talked about our goal. And again, our goal is to record an incredible vocal. And we talked about that, you need to get, before we even start talking about the sonics, that you have to also understand that you want to get that emotion. And in order to get that emotion, you have to get the trust. And for that singer to sing, to feel comfortable with you. Some of the prep elements can help you achieve that. You're saying, okay, well, what's that? Well, let's start with some basics. Number one, you need to be here early and ready to go. I cannot tell you how many sessions I've come in and the artist might already be there and we're waiting on somebody. Like this just can't happen. Because then all of a sudden now they're not feeling that they're special, or they're not feeling like you care as much as they do. And it can never be like that. You have to care more than they do. They should not be outworking you. You should be outworking them if you can. You have to be professional. And the more professional that you are, the more respect they're going to feel. And again, that will put them at ease because they're saying, this guy or this girl is here, they're ready to record me, and I can sense that. So get here early, be ready to rock. Because again, the second they see you sitting in this chair, they think you know what you're doing. And they expect you to have your shit together. End of story. So remember that. Don't abuse that fact that oh, well, they'll record when I'm ready to record. No. We are, again, as Dave Pensado likes to say, we're in a service industry. You have to be ready to treat them with whatever they need in order to get that vocal that you really desire. Whether it's for you as a producer, whether you're just the engineer there for another producer, it just has to be there. The second thing I would say is that you need to have everything that you possibly can as far as your preparedness for that song that you're tracking that day laid out in front of you before they get here. You're saying, okay, well, what would that be? Well, if you already have a track and they're singing over that track, then make sure you have that track already loaded in your system. Make sure you know the BPM, because that's going to affect potentially the delays that you use on the voice. You need to know the timing. You absolutely need to know the key of the song, if you can, because that's going to have an effect on when you do tuning after the fact, which we will get into in this course. Anything that you can. Lyric sheet, because if you're taking notes and they say, okay, well, I'm going to go back to this line, you know what they're talking about. If they say, oh, I want to take it from the top of the second verse, you know where that should be. So anything that you can get your hands on helps. What mic they used last time, which reverb they used in the past, whatever. All of that will help. And by the time they walk through that door and they get ready to sing that song, and you look like, and you are ready to go in the best possible way that you can, again, they will appreciate that, and it will set you well on your way to having them feel at ease and to begin to trust you more, because they're saying, look, this guy's ready to rock. So, this is going to be good. And don't overlook that. I know we're going to go over a bunch of technical stuff in this course, but these things are just as important, if not at times even more important, because this is the very beginning of this process. If you get this wrong, then everything else after the fact can just be a wash, because if they give you a bad vocal because you were 30 minutes late and were hung over from the night before and just didn't have anything ready to go, it could just mess up the vocal, and then there's nothing you can do with a plugin to fix a bad vocal. So just remember that.